Hello everyone, Niv here, and I've got a new deck. This is the other deck that I got for Yule Christmas, and this was from my husband. And this is the Garden of Lucid Daydreams Oracle by Patrick Valenza. I'm just gonna open this up and pull it over here to the side. This is not in order at all. I've been using this, of course, since it was a holiday gift. So but before I go through that, I kind of wanted to show what else came in the box. So these two cards here, actually, this is the title card that was in the box, and this is like a little extra card or something, but it doesn't have a number on it, so I kind of took it out because I don't know, it seemed out of place in the deck. But I feel like other people leave this in there, and you could, because the back is the same as the back here, so you could leave it in, but I don't know, I don't really want to. so I'm gonna leave that to the side. Oh, and I forgot to check this right before I started this video, but there is a guidebook for this, or some sort of PDF for it. I'll check that out on my own time here. I haven't checked that out. But there is some sort of guidebook to this, which I am kind of glad. Like, I don't know, I was kind of going into this thinking that I wanted to sort of figure out meanings on my own. So I think that's why I just never really checked out the PDF, but I think I might want to. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, and what else came in the box was a little mini card here from one of the Marseille decks. This is one of the cards from I think it's the Zimmer twins, or whatever that one's called. Yeah, and it's the black light, or not black light, but like reverse light one, and here we go. And this is from one of the other Oracle decks, so I might be interested in this, getting this full deck at some point. I don't know what it is though. All right, so that's all the goodies that came in the box. So let me just go ahead and flip through these cards. Again, they're not in order. They're like regular, like playing card size, maybe bridge card size. Yeah, really cool artwork. Patrick Valenza's art it's really spooky and silly, and kind of makes me think of sideshow type things, circus type things. It's definitely got a vibe to it, and it's very weird art, very obscure. Yeah, and I love it. Now, I've mentioned before, though, it took me a long time to get into Patrick Valenza's work, because he's most known for, of course, the Deviant Moon Tarot, and he has other tarot decks as well. And I've got to be honest, like, the tarots just never really called to me, and I can't exactly explain why, but there's something about the tarot decks that just missed the mark for me. Whereas the first Oracle deck that I got of Patrick Valenza's was the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle, and I've instantly fallen in love with that deck. Like, I love it, and I've found that I really connect to the Oracle decks. And of course, this deck doesn't have any titles. It's just got a number and an image on it, which I actually kind of like. And that's why I'm a little hesitant to look at the PDF guidebook to see what it says. But I might take a peek, because the Secret Pocket Oracle, also Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle, it also comes with a like a sheet of paper that has some rough meanings, and with the encouragement that you come up with your own meanings. And I almost wish it didn't come with that paper at all, because I find that I use it as a crutch a little too much with that deck, because I do try to use my own intuition with it and try to connect my own meanings to the cards. Which is kind of what I want to do with this, but because there's that the paper that's a bit of a guidebook, and I find myself referencing back to it more than I want to. But yeah, so yeah, I may or may not check out the guidebook for this, but I think what I kind of want to do, I kind of want to have like a short study of this deck where I just go through and write down, like I make a list. I can't remember how many cards are in this, like 52, I think. Make a list of 1 through 52 or however many cards are in here. I've like already lost my train of thought, but and then just go through each card and just pick the first word that comes to mind when I see this. And that could be one activity that I do with this to kind of exercise those intuition chops, you know what I mean? And yeah, so, and then from there, like I can try to combine them together and see how I like that, and how meanings might change or evolve as I look through it. This is a cool card. I like that one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited for this deck. I'm not 100% sure how I want to use it. I feel like it's not the kind of deck that I want to have a whole bunch of cards out. I feel like I would want to have 1, 2, maybe 3 cards out at a time, and combine it with other decks. Like to me, this is the kind of deck that really needs a partner, really needs another deck to go with it. And what a perfect segue, right? With that said, I did pull out a few decks. Yeah, and I don't know, because it's got such a unique style that it's definitely not going to go with a lot of my decks. So I pulled out 2 oracles, and it looks like 4 tarots, but one of these tarots I think I might not even try, because I don't think it's going to work. So anyway, so let's start with the 0 card here, and I will pull out some decks. So first off, I want to go with the most obvious choice, and that is the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. And I keep it in this mesh bag, and I think I'm going to do the same thing for this. I'm going to have it in the tuck box, of course, and see if I can try to find another mesh bag. I get a bunch of them in my Witch's Moon, because I don't think I want to make a bag for this. I think a mesh bag that's like brown or something like that would be really good for this. So let me go ahead and pull this out. And I keep the guidebook with this. This is the Mildred Payne one. Yeah, but really, I try not to use the guidebook for this, because I use this deck like it's a Lenormand, even though it's 88 cards, which is far more than what's in a Lenormand. But yeah, I like, I love how tiny these are, and I like that it's just a simple keyword. They feel very Lenormand. They feel very cartomantic. Yeah, and I think I'm going to use this deck with this deck for my nightly reader this week. Yeah, this video is actually going up, like, I think 1 full week after I film this. So I haven't really used this deck much. And I think I want to try to do it like 3 cards like that. These are all uneven in the way here. But yeah, let's see. All right. Okay, I'm going to try a different approach. I'm just going to lay down 1 card and then lay on top of them. So I was thinking I might do something like this, using this with a 3-card reading. That's kind of the idea, especially since because I treat the Mildred Payne like it's a Lenormand, I like to read it in a grid form. So either a line or some sort of box or something like that, or a grand tableau. I don't want to do things where I have these on the outside and this on the inside. At least I don't think so, because I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it looks fine. It's just... It takes me out of how I use the Mildred Payne deck. So it's, you know, I think I would prefer something like this, where it's 1 card from the Lucid Daydreams, and then a 3-card line from this one. So it does look good. Let's see how I might change this up. So, ooh, you're a rat. They're like accusing this person of something. said the wrong thing, maybe foot in the mouth. That's kind of what I'm thinking about there. And then dove is like peace, so I don't know. Or putting a foot down. Putting a foot down to weed out the rat, or, you know, to weed out what is decaying in a situation in order to find peace. That's one way I might read that. Okay, and then the next one. I won't do too many of these because it is a little difficult to lay for each card here. We got, oh, this is interesting. Like, she's, I don't know if she wants those flowers or if she's repulsed by them. But then we have skull, mirror, and then diamond. I'm not sure. This is definitely the type of decks that I really gotta find a sort of system that makes the most sense to me. You know what I mean? And then just like. It's a time, like, I feel like these kind of decks are not necessarily decks that I would journal a whole bunch about. They're like quick answer type decks. And that tends to be how really cartomantic decks tend to be. But I do like the way these look, and I'm pretty sure this is how I'm going to do it for my nightly readings this week. And I could also do it like this way, where I have the 3 cards down here with this one on the top. I might like that one, this layout more, like that. I'm not sure. It's potential I could put one at the bottom, like I could do something like this. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. I'm just kind of playing around a little bit, seeing if we could do a layout like that. Maybe. I feel like that might be too much, though. All right, so that was fun. I'm definitely gonna play with this sort of 3 card from the Mildred Payne and 1 card from the Lucid Daydreams throughout the week. But let's move on to the next one. Okay, next up I have my steampunk tarot because I feel like, you know, it's similar vibes. You know, it is very similar vibes. I wouldn't say the Patrick Valencia decks feel like steampunk decks, because that's not quite true. They don't feel like steampunk decks. I wonder if we could do like this sort of layout like that. That might be kind of cool, but maybe I'll just stick to the 2 piles here. All right. Yeah, I do feel like the steampunk aesthetic does lend well to this sort of weird, obscure style. Yeah, I do like it. So far, it looks fine. I just, I'm sorry I'm not speaking. I'm just sort of like looking at what's showing up here, and I think right off the bat I'm kind of not, like, it looks fine, but there's something about it that I'm kind of losing. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like there's a certain feeling it's falling flat. It does look nice. I just don't think it's quite there. I'm actually surprised by this, because I thought this was going to be a for sure one. All right, I'm going to move on to the next deck. Okay, I want to give the Rain Shadow a go here. Because of the kind of textured sort of style on this, I kind of feel like that might look good. So let me split this in half. It's funny because I actually already like this more than the steampunk one, and I thought the steampunk one was going to be a sure thing, but I already like this one more. Yeah, I actually do quite like this. There we go. Oh yeah, and then we get, like, because the artwork in this is also kind of strange, you know. It's a collage artwork, and it's got a real earthy tone to it, which I feel like Patrick Valencia's decks also kind of, in a weird way, have a very earthy sort of tone. It's like, I don't know, it's weird to describe, but like, look at the water in this, so. Yeah, and then the 10 of Swords, that's almost like the moon up there. That's an interesting combination. Like, I already feel like I'm getting meaning from this, whereas with the steampunk one, like, it looked fine. It didn't look as good as I thought it was going to look. It looked fine, but, like, I felt nothing when I looked at it. You know what I mean? And this one, I can already tell I'm feeling something. Like, there is something that's connecting with these decks. There's something there, I think. It's not something I can really quantify and like say it's this, it's exactly this, but it's just vibes, man. It's vibes. There's something about the vibes of this that just fit for some reason. Yeah, I kind of like this. All right, I'm gonna pull one more here and just see how I like it. Or grab a chunk. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. See, and I'm also kind of like forgetting the titles, that I'm kind of just looking at the pictures and, yeah. Okay. I can, like, this, like, really connects to me. All right. So this was a winner for me. I really liked it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. So, my next deck is going to be the green glyphs again. I know. I try to match this every single time with, the other decks I bring in, but this, I feel like it'll match. I feel like it will, because, this deck, is borderless, and I think that's what looks best with the green glyphs, cards, are decks that are borderless. So, let's see. The borders are really what changes, you know, how the decks look together. Oh, all right. I kind of like that. Huh. I think that looks pretty good, actually. And what's funny is this deck, the green glyphs also looked pretty good with the rain shadow. So, and the rain shadow looked great with this. So I'm not actually surprised that this is kind of working out a little bit. I mean, there's no purples in these, I don't think, whereas this does have purple. So that's off a little bit, but we got the Nine of Wands. Interesting depiction of that. And the Queen of Wands with this card here in the middle. Of course, I don't know what to call these because they don't have names. So, yeah. So card 44. Card 44 in between these two. And that is one other element I could go with this deck, is read these kind of numerologically. Obviously paying attention to what the image is displaying, but read it in a very numerological kind of way. I do feel like this could work. I don't think I like it as much as their rain shadow, but I do like it. I feel like I could get some readings out of this. Of course, I'm not really paying attention to what the cards themselves are. I'm kind of just, like, my eyes have kind of pulled back from the the table here, and I'm kind of just looking at this together and not really paying attention to what the cards actually are, but sort of getting a pulled out sort of view of it, and I like it. So, Queen of Stones and the Three of Cups. And now the Stones suit in this is actually quite watery, even though it's earth, you know, but it is quite watery, and it does seem to fit. Like, the coloring is still, like, just not quite right, but it's not as offensive as some of the other pairings that I've seen with the green glyphs. I think this works, but I think it's something I'd have to, it's not like a total natural fit. I think it's something I would have to, like, kind of experiment with and work with, and I think I might go ahead and do that. All right, I do have one more deck. It's another Oracle deck. Hold on. So the other deck I pulled out is the Illustrated Herbiary. Yeah, so I have the three different illustrated decks: Herbiary, Bestiary, and Crystallary. But I pulled out the Herbiary because there are a lot of plants in this. Because, I mean, it is the garden of Lucid Daydreams. So I did go with the plant one here. And this one's a bit different than the other ones that I pulled out. The other ones I pulled out are were more like browns and earthy and things like that, whereas this, it is earthy, but it takes a much more colorful view, and I think that might actually go really well with this. And already I like these two cards together. So let's see. Yeah, you know, I already like this. You know, the art styles are a bit different, but it's got a really similar vibe. Like, you know, it's got a similar vibe. It's not quite as bold and bright as this, because this is kind of very subdued. Like, it's supposed to look very aged, you know, of course. And it does have that effect. But at this, like, look at this hand and the hand here. Okay, this is a good match. This is a good match. I like this. This is like a surprise for me, because I was kind of thinking this was gonna be a, like, I kind of figured the colors actually would go pretty well together, and they do. But I didn't think the vibes would really match, but I kind of think they do. I mean, look at this card with this one. Yeah, it's almost like it's like a shadow and a light card. You know what I mean? And I kind of like it. I kind of think this deck sort of balances this one out. And I really dig this. Yeah. Huh. I wonder, real quick, if I pull this out, just real quick, I'm just going to do a quick little experiment here. And if I have, like, one card here, this here, and then we've got, like, two cards here. So let's do, just doing like this. See, I'm just figuring things out here. All right. How do we like this layout? Let's see. Because I'm still keeping with the grid style with my Mildred Payne, which is what I'm going for. I'm going for a Lenormand style with this deck. Oh, sorry about the dog. I kind of think this layout works. Like, this is a little 2-card reading. This is kind of what influences that. And then we have, like, this overall sort of theme, I guess. Tough love being the theme. Let me just grab the next stack here. Let's see. Well, let me just lay cards on this one. There we go. We get the chalice and the stump. Wow, I mean, look at that. That kind of works. I'm really digging this combination, these three decks together. I don't know how the Crystallary or the Bestiary would look with this. Bestiary might be pretty good. Crystallary, I think maybe not, but the herb one is really working out. And I really, like, I gotta keep this layout and figure out a spread like this. Like, keep this spread and just figure out prompts for what this card represents, and what this reading means. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is a winner. I like this. Of course, we could also bring, I'm not going to do this right now, but we could bring in like a tarot card too, or something like that. Like, bookend it, have a tarot card on one side, and then that over there, that could be a sort of extended version of this. I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to put this away. Okay, well, that was the Garden of Lucid Daydreams. And yeah, really awesome, cool deck. I'm really excited to have it. Thank you to my husband for getting this for Yule. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I will see you next time. Bye!